It's fundamentally disorienting, intimidating even, these sorts of insights. If I were to look at life from the sorts of perspectives you describe, I would have no foundation. All of what I am and what I knew to be real would feel like it's evaporating. The thing is, it's all evaporating, whether you want it or not. The things you have latched onto are impermanent, in constant change, and as such, they are perpetually evaporating. Like mist, but of that mist you weave your reality. So consider that for a starting point, where you embrace the hallucination of permanence in this ethereal mist born of your projections, born of your affirmations of things in accordance with your desire in the moment. When you attach vital importance, assert the need for permanence, for things that by their nature are evaporating, what happens is you bind your awareness in a mesh of reactivity. Your conditioned responses geared toward the sustaining of your particular frame, they are bound for termination. They will not ever last. Things are always changing. So therefore, reality check. What are you actually holding on to so tight as to justify the generation of anxiety, misery, unease in your life that follows from this weaving of illusions? Then is there a path of shadows that follows, a dark night of the soul, following your hatching from the cocoon of illusions, embracing reality with all of its implications? Well, that entirely depends on how firm you hold your attachments to the hallucinations that once were. If you can readily let them evaporate as they should, then the process is reasonably effortless. However, if you hold on tight to what once was, what you considered real, but what is now in the process of decomposition and evaporation, then many are the ghosts that will be haunting you in your darkness that you yourself weave into being. Now, if none of that resonates, none of that correlates with the ongoing concerns and experience of your reality, then no matter, just another howling in the wilderness, safe to ignore. On the other hand, if at some point you come to a critical turning point, an experience where these houses of cards no longer add up, no longer make sense, like it's all evaporating, turning into luminous mist, then do return to these contemplations. Observe how you've crafted a reality of hallucinations based on the reactive principle, each bounce, push and pull, affirming a node in the web of your bondage. As you attend with brutal honesty and absolute sincerity, one by one, the nodes in your mesh of conditioning begin to disassemble. You see through them, and they no longer hold their magnetism over you. They no longer trigger the reactions that they once used to. And in that, there is a cumulative effect of collapse for the mesh that held you on a particular framing. That framing was a portrait of the little me, of the little you, in a particular role, bound to a particular context, a finite version of your life's potentials, a finite version of all that your life could be. Ultimately, a claustrophobic little cocoon in which you struggle and you strive, trying to make your way within the little box you have made your nest in this existence. On the other hand, when the box is shattered and torn apart, when your conditions are uplifted, the little you is swapped in place with an absolute reflective presence, where you are free to be all that is. And when, at the end of the day, there is no you as such to be, there simply is what is, and what it spells out, the great director, into the field of becoming the best of all things that could ever be. Yield to that. It's a much broader, vaster field of living experience. Then do not be alarmed, do not be afraid. We are not here to destroy your reality. This is not the Nihilist channel. Instead, we are here simply to upgrade you from a finite mesh of illusions that keeps on evaporating whether you want it or not, and keeps on yielding disappointment, suffering. There's so much more ease dwelling on the planes of metacognition, where your reactivity itself is simply recognized as a phenomena, part of the catalysis in your contents, not you, not anything that defines you, nothing you need to latch onto as the baseline of your existence. Release, let go, there will be peace, you will be at ease. A certain joy and freshness follows. There, don't force your framing, reflect, be free, be happy. That's all.